Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Double Lung Pod. Got the guillotine. Coming back at you on this beautiful Sunday.
What a beautiful Sunday it is, my brother.
It is beautiful.
It's been a good week.
It has. It has. Ups and downs. Downs and ups.
Yeah. Speaking of downs and ups, I fucking went skydiving, dude.
Yeah, dude. That was
crazy. That was fucking awesome, actually. It was really cool. I was surprised. Like, I'm not afraid of heights, but, like, jumping out of a plane, a perfectly good plane, has always been like, I want to do it, but I'm kind of scared.
Yeah,
but,
that's always been my thing. Why would you jump out of a perfectly good plane?
Yeah. But, like, once I got up there and, like, this dude just fucking hanging me out of the side of the plane, I felt like he was taking his time, like, hanging me out. And I wasn't scared. Like, I was just like, let's fucking go. You know what I mean? And then when we jumped, that free fall that's one of the coolest feelings I've ever felt in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
You're going
180 miles an hour.
Is it 180?
Yeah. I got, like, a certificate, like, and that's what it says.
Oh, I thought terminal velocity for humans was 120.
I thought it was 180.
I think you might go faster if you're, like, diving.
We were diving.
Oh, okay, so
yeah,
it
we're
probably
like,
is 180
We
then.
jumped out and face first.
Yeah, it's probably 180 then.
Like, yeah. I think it's 180. What is terminal velocity? Let's see.
She doesn't know.
Definition of
I don't know
terminal
what
velocity.
the definition, you stupid fucking robot. God damn it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it was 180.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was really cool. But you did something really cool.
Yeah, dog.
Kind of cool, I guess. You know,
It's a little cool.
A little cool. So,
It's not that big of a deal, I guess.
we've been pursuing these two bucks. Like, we both have one. I have two. One that's like, I kind of want to let him walk, but I kind of want to shoot him. You know what I mean? But one in particular I've been pursuing, and you've been pursuing this just absolutely beautiful fucking buck.
Mm-hmm.
And you've had an encounter with him recently. Did we talk about that on the pod? Yes, we did.
We did. I missed him opening day.
So if you didn't hear that one, go back and listen to that one.
Yeah.
But so what day did you go out? Was it a morning hunt?
Yesterday, the 17th in the morning.
So what made you decide to go out in the morning?
I got a picture of him going out to feed at 7:45 that night.
So you knew he would be coming back in the morning.
He's got to come back.
Yeah.
So I go out yesterday morning. I take my climber because, as we've said, I can't stand hang-ons. And I was in a tree directly behind my hang-on. So the yardages are all pretty much the same.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a yard or two difference here and there, but pretty much the same. And the first thing I see is it's like 5:30 in the morning, and this deer comes right underneath me as soon as I get up in the stand. The thing almost trips over my bow.
Damn.
Because my bow's still on the fucking ground. I don't know what it is. I just see flashes of it because the light from the scale house is shining in the woods. And it moves off and does its thing. I don't know where it went. I don't know what it was. But then I'm sitting there in the dark. And then maybe 5:45, maybe 6 o'clock. I don't know what time it was. Maybe 6:30. I don't know. It was still dark. An ambulance goes by on the main road. And all of a sudden, a pack of coyotes start firing off.
Really?
Like, it had to be at least 6 or 7 of them, and they were like 150 yards away. And in my head, I was like, well, this hunt's blown. Because I got these fucking predators over here just freaking the fuck out.
Yeah. Huh. That's I've never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Like it might spook the deer. I heard him at Port the other night too.
Yeah. It was crazy. They react just like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
An ambulance goes by the house, the
They
fucking
start
dogs
barking.
are howling.
Yeah.
It was cool, but it was eerie, and I was like, well, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But then cracks daylight, nothing. I actually snapped you and Runsky. I was like, wow, this is a slow fucking morning.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I put my phone in my pocket from sending that snap, I see movement coming through the fence. First is that little 1.5-year 6-pointer I was talking about last week. And his buddy, his little unicorn spike buddy, they come through and they move off, and then a little button buck comes through. And then maybe 5 minutes after that button buck moves off, I look up and I see a little forkhorn buck coming down the fence line, still in velvet. He comes through. My second target buck, the 8-pointer, he comes through, no issue. a half rack, so a 4-pointer, comes through the fence, no issue. And I look from where they were coming, and here he is, the Big Ten, standing there, just without a care in the world. He's eating briars. He doesn't care. And my wind is kind of going at him, but I feel like it's just missing him because he didn't care at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so he takes his sweet ass time. My heart is just beating out of my fucking chest.
Yeah.
Because this is the second encounter with this thing. I'm like, please, just don't fuck this up. Please don't fuck this up.
So, in your head, that's what you're pretty basically saying to yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how far away was he at this point, like yardage-wise?
Probably 40.
Okay.
But he's on the other side of the fence.
Yeah. I gotcha.
Yeah. And he takes his sweet ass time. He comes through. He gets to the hole in the fence, and they do not like coming through that. None of them do. It's like real eerie for them. I guess because it's like if something happens right then and there, they got nowhere to go.
Yeah.
But so he like sprints through the hole in the fence, and he's going to my left-ish, and I see him sprinting, so I draw immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And he's at 30 yards, and he slows down. But as soon as he slowed down, he comes right to me. And he gets to about 15 yards, and one of the other bucks was still behind me, and he kind of boogers off. And Big Boy is standing at 15 yards, hard quartering to, just hard, almost facing me. And he's getting a little spooky, and at this time I'm at full draw for probably 2 minutes, and it's to the point where I'm starting to shake.
Yeah.
And it's either I let down and this deer runs off, or I just put an arrow in him.
Yeah.
And I didn't have time to move my sight, so I'm still at 30 yards on my sight. He's at 15. And where I wanted to aim was right in front of the shoulder and try to put it in the heart.
Yep.
But what happened was when I did release, it went above his shoulder. When the arrow left the rest, I thought it was a spine shot. It was so high, but it wasn't a spine shot. He took that Grim Reaper like a freaking champ and runs off. And I thought I hear him crash, but I wasn't sure. The arrow's still in him at this point. And from what I could see, it looked like the entire arrow was sticking out of his back. But
fuck. So you're pretty concerned at that point, then?
Yeah. I get down after like 10 minutes, and I didn't pursue him. I just kind of walked in the general direction that he went, kind of looking for my arrow, see if it snapped off, see how much penetration I got. And I didn't find it, and I didn't see any blood either. But I did see where he ran and the footprints in the earth from where he was digging and just running. And at that point, I'm like, if this is a shoulder shot, I know I got at least one lung. I mean, 80 pounds, 15 yards.
Yeah.
It had to punch through and get at least one lung.
Yeah.
I backed out immediately. I told you, told Sam, I think that was all I told. And I immediately get on Facebook and start looking up blood tracking dogs. First one I call is Tracker Andy. He's up in Pennsylvania. He was actually in Elkton tracking a deer for a guy, so he couldn't make it. He gives me his partner's number. Thaddeus, called him.
Yeah, that's the guy I called one.
Yeah. He I think he was on a track too and couldn't help, and he gave me another number. And I called another guy, Travis Scott, I think his name was. It's over in Harford County. He wasn't available. He was down on the Eastern Shore tracking.
Dang.
And he tells me to get on a website. I forget what the fucking website's called. It's pretty much like a database for the entire United States with blood tracking dogs.
Yep, I've been on there.
And I hook up with Blood Tracking Dogs LLC out of Maryland. I called AJ Bartlinski first, and I tell him the situation. He wasn't taking any tracking jobs that morning. But I told him the situation, that it was a fenced-in area. This deer couldn't go anywhere. And he was like, all right, I'll be right up. It takes him about an hour and a half to get here from, I forget where he came from, down near D.C. somewhere, Pasadena. And this is 12:30 at this time. So 4.5 hours have passed since I shot this deer. And he brings his bloodhound out, Remington, and he's telling me,
I thought I just silenced that fucking thing. I'm sorry.
And he's telling me all that's going to happen, because at this point, I'm sure it's a shoulder shot. This is what I'm telling him, so he thinks it's a shoulder shot. So he's like, all right, we're going to be running this deer for a couple hours probably, if he's still alive.
Mm-hmm.
And if Remington bays him up, gets him in a corner, and starts coming after her, I'm going to have to put this deer down with my handgun.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yikes. And I was like, yeah, I'm not really a fan of that. Don't really like that because of just the location of where we are.
Now, when you said a fenced-in area, what you mean is it's like it is generally fenced in, but it's not like you're hunting in a fucking high fence. Like there's ways out of there.
Yes.
There's several ways out of there for the deer, but for where you shot him, for him to go out, he would have had to like come back past you.
He would have had to come back past me or go
through the hole, which he obviously didn't.
Yeah, through the hole or go to the river and get out of the fence that way. But that's
so you knew
a mile.
he was somewhere within that area.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to clarify for like anybody who's new listening. They don't think you're hunting in a
it's not high fence. No. So yeah, he says I tell him I don't want him to use the pistol because where we're at. So he's like, all right, well, then you're gonna have to be with me on the dog at all times with your bow.
Mm-hmm.
And if we find him and he's still alive, he's gonna be standing up. So you're gonna have to be quick, get an arrow in him. And he's telling me all this, and I'm like, holy fuck, this is a lot.
Yeah.
This is a lot, dude. So.
And your nerves have got to be, like, you're on fucking edge at this point. Because I called you. As soon as I got done skydiving, I actually went to where you were. And, well, I thought you were still there, but you said you had contacted a tracking dog and all that stuff. And I was like, all right, well, just let me know.
Yeah.
I just figured I'd go and see and help you if you were still there. But you were like, I tried to call like tracking dogs, and I was like, you told me about it, and I was like, I sounds like you might have sold him, but I bet he's dead, dude.
Yeah.
And you were like, just from what you told me, and you were like, yeah, but I'm not fucking around with this caliber deer. I'm not going in there. I'm not bumping him. And then I was like, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
So like in your head, did you feel like, were you confident, or were you just like maybe second guessing yourself because of your first encounter? You think
that definitely was in the back of my mind, but I was confident that he was either dead or we were going to find him
and get him. Yeah.
And from what AJ was telling me, you know, he had it in my head that this deer was still alive, and it was going to be like, get another arrow in him, shoot through some brush, get an arrow in him, just get an arrow in him. So he turns Remington loose. I take him to where I shot him, and she didn't get a track there, and it took her about 50 yards before they finally got a track. And a blood tracking dog isn't exactly a blood tracking dog. They go by...
The intradigital gland is a lot of them. I think some dogs can track through blood. Yeah. But most of them use that gland on the hoof.
Yeah.
The split hoof of the deer. Yep. And they actually follow their tracks.
Yeah, when the adrenaline starts pumping, it secretes a different kind of smell, and that's what she keyed on in about 50 yards. And that's what he said. It takes him about 50 yards to key in on that. And when she did, she was on it. So he ran. He goes down a hill, and...
So is he like running and you guys are running after the dog?
No, I mean, this is 4 hours later. So from where I shot him and where he went, he ran off, and I knew the general direction, so I give AJ an area, and the dog is on the track. So what the deer did, he ran. He goes down a little bank towards a creek, and at the bottom of this bank, there's a speck of blood, and AJ points it out immediately. And he crossed the creek, and Remington got on his track across the creek, and the creek kind of horseshoes, so he goes back across the creek and up the other side of the bank, and at the bottom of the bank, there's a little bit of blood. I'm like, okay. And from the tracks, how he's running, AJ has done this 1,000 times. He knows that this deer is mortally wounded just by how the deer's running, how the tracks are.
Really? That's fascinating.
Yeah. I thought it was crazy, too.
So that gave you a little bit of confidence there. You're like, okay, it's looking good.
Yeah. And Remington crests the hill up at the top, and then he crests the hill, and I get up to the top of the hill, too. And he's not really paying attention to his surroundings. He's watching how his dog's acting. And he's like, find it, Remy. And all of a sudden, he looks up, and there's my buck just laying there. About 140 yards as the crow flies, dead. Been dead for hours.
Wow.
Yep.
So, what was your first thought when you got eyes on this buck?
Pure shock to begin with.
Yeah.
AJ was pumped. He almost threw me in the creek. He was so pumped for me. Cool fucking guy. If you ever need a guy, AJ is your man. Blood Tracking Dogs LLC. Give them a holler. But and it was fascinating watching the dog. But with a blood tracking dog, they think that animal is theirs.
That's theirs. Yeah.
It's their prize.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "All right, do me a favor. Take your bow back to the truck. Take my bag back to the truck. I'm going to let her sniff on it, gnaw on it a little bit, just so she can kind of have it." I'm like, "All right." And I go back and
You're like, "Fuck that, dude.
I'm not fucking doing it.
You and the dog are growling at each other.
Well, the dog was growling at me, bit me a couple times.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And he goes and ties her to a tree. We take her down to the creek. We get her gutted, and we take some pictures. And Remington's there with me in some of the pictures, and she's like growling at me, bit me a couple times. I was like, Jesus, dude.
At that point, you're like, I don't even care, dog. You can bite me all you want. I'm so fucking happy right now, you know?
I was on fucking cloud nine, dude. It was the lowest of lows, though. The shot placement. God. But we got him. I did end up double lunging him.
Yeah.
Got into the diaphragm. Got a little bit of guts.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking just hammered him with those 80-pound limbs.
Fuck yeah.
I don't know what the damage would have been with 70-pound limbs.
Yeah.
We can speculate, but I don't know.
No, and from the shot, like it was a good shot placement.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because I seen him, I went and checked him out with you and Kevin, and I mean, it looked solid.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's hard though in the heat of the moment to tell exactly where you shot him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and unfortunately, you forgot to turn your Tacticam on.
Sure did. Sure did.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. So.
Oh man, I would love to see that fucking film. Is what it is. But now, that's the biggest buck you've ever shot in your life.
Biggest buck I've ever seen on the hoof in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. AJ said minimum 150, might be 160.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he probably would know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got some mass.
Yeah.
He's just a phenomenal animal for this area.
His fucking, what are they, G1s? Whatever the next point is up from the brow tines, they're like 16 inches long or something. I mean, they're fucking, he's
a stud.
Yeah, he's a mainframe 9. He's got a little kicker off one of his tines. So he's a 10-point.
And that's your first 10 too.
First 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got a 9, you've got an 8, and that was like, man, that is what you wanted. You wanted a 10. Like, and to do it so early in the season, man.
Yeah.
Does it feel like now you're like your season, it couldn't get any better?
It couldn't.
No.
It's the highest of highs, and it's also a strange feeling. It's almost like I equate it to binge watching a series, and you just want to get to the end, and then you finally get to the end, and it's over.
Yeah.
And now what do you do?
Yeah.
So it's an odd feeling.
Yeah. But you got that. You achieved what you set out to do.
Yes.
And you did it masterfully. I mean,
it could have been better, but
well, you got it done, and you had several encounters with him. You didn't fuck it up too bad on the first one to where you blew him out of there.
Yeah.
Luckily, and it's just I can't imagine, like, it's gonna be a long time before you see another deer of that caliber.
Yeah.
So how does that set into like your season for the rest of the year? Like what now?
Well, me and Sam were talking about this last night. Do I need to take a full week off during the rut?
Probably not.
Probably not. I
mean, unless you start getting camera pictures of something
better.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there's another buck there that you want to shoot. Are you going to shoot him now, you think? You're going to let him grow?
Yeah.
I think that's a good move.
He's young, but he's got potential. He's really tall.
Yeah.
I never really got front pictures of him. Always got side pictures of him. He's real tall. He's not out to his ears. He's just really fucking tall.
Mm-hmm.
Give him another year or two.
Yeah. That's kind of the 8 I have at Port. Like, he's just at his ears. Yeah. You know what I mean? And he's an 8. He's a nice little buck, but I'd really like to give him another year.
Yeah.
It's just like, are we even going to have that property next year?
That's the shitty thing.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I don't know. And now I almost feel like I have a score to settle with him because I let him walk.
So you're gonna shoot him?
I don't know. I still don't know. I really don't know if I want to shoot him. I want to, but I don't want to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've said it. If you gotta think about it, don't do it.
Yeah, I know. I probably should let him go.
Probably. I don't know.
How was it? How was the dragon? Did AJ give you a hand?
He did.
Yeah. Was he a fucking? I mean, that buck is from when we had him hanging in Kevin's freezer. He was every bit of 8 feet from his back leg to his nose.
Yeah.
His nose was damn near touching the ground in Kevin's freezer, and his freezer's 8 foot tall.
Yeah, he almost didn't get him off the ground.
Yeah.
It's millimeters from the ceiling to the floor.
Yes. Yeah. Both ends. I think his top leg was touching the ceiling, and his nose is a centimeter from the floor.
Yeah. He was 200 plus pounds.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Me and AJ had a difficult time. I'm sore.
So I guess he ran further from the truck, so you had a little extra drag.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that bad of a drag. It was just kind of up banks and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was like probably 120 yard drag.
Right, because you drove the truck in down the trail.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. That saved you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank God he was there. If he wasn't there, I would have had to call you.
Yeah,
there's no way I would have got him in the bed of the truck by myself.
No.
Not a chance.
Absolutely not.
It was huge.
Well, that's why I went and ate lunch, and I was like, we might have to, if I hear from John, we might have to boogie on out of here. And yeah, so I was ready. I wasn't too far.
Yeah, I texted you and Sam immediately in our little group chat, and I was like, I fucking got him!
Yeah.
Dude. What was your feelings when you seen that text?
When I seen the text, your first text was, was that your first text? I think your first text was the one where you shot him and you were unsure, and I was like, holy shit. I felt, something told me like you had him. You know what I mean? And I thought like you were overthinking it. That was my initial reaction.
I was.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh, John fucking got him. He's got him. Like, I was fucking pumped, dude. Like, I just got done fucking skydiving. I'm like texting you like, oh my God, like this fucking buck. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, I was thinking about it the whole time. Like, I was, other than like once I got in the fucking plane, but like that was the first thing I did when I came down. I went and checked my phone, and I was like, I didn't hear from you, so I was like, I'm just gonna go there. And
because it was on the way.
Yeah, it was on the way, my way back home. And when I pulled in, I called you, but you were waiting for the track dog. You backed out, which honestly, you don't know. Maybe he would have been alive if you went right after him and bumped him. And then, so I think you did the right thing.
Yeah, I mean, if I did go after him immediately and he was still alive and I jumped him, then what?
Yeah.
So I think the dog was the right call.
Yeah, absolutely. And in your situation, like you said, with that caliber of deer, I'm not risking pushing him. No. You know, I did that. I made that mistake once. I'll never do it again.
But he was dead immedientely. Yeah. What I thought I heard him
was
crash
him crashing.
Was him crashing.
It was that direction?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you could have just went right after him. We'll give him like an hour, but...
I mean, he went down... It looks like a fucking walking trail.
Yeah.
I could have just walked the trail and found him.
Yeah.
But, like we say, it's that caliber of animal. I've been watching him since July 10th was the first picture of him. So I've watched this deer grow into what he is now. And he's going to dwarf every other deer I got upstairs.
I know. You might have to put him down here or something. Or bring the other ones down here.
Yeah.
Well, your 9-pointer's a fucking hell of a deer, too. But
yeah,
the rest of them, he's so much bigger than them.
Yeah.
And he's fucking 20 inches on your 9-pointer, too. I mean, that's a good problem to have, brother.
It is.
Yeah. I mean, he's a fucking stud. Makes this deer up here look small.
I was thinking the same thing when I came down here today.
And that's a hell of a buck.
Yeah, that's a big 11-pointer.
Yeah, but yours is definitely bigger.
Yeah, a lot bigger.
Yeah.
Just the tine length.
Yeah, 100%. And
insane.
And he said he thinks he was 4.5, and I'm looking at his teeth. Like, I'm not great at judging by teeth, but I'd say he's 4.5 or 5.5 years old.
I could always send the teeth away. There's a place you can send them to, and they'll give you a definitive answer.
Yeah, he might be 5.
He might be. I mean, he's a fucking stud.
Yes.
And Kevin, one of the things Kevin said, because we did take him over Kevin's, shout out.
Hell yeah.
And I think we already said that. But Kevin was like, imagine this deer in the fucking rut. He'd have been 270 pounds.
Fucking neck all swollen. If it was like pre-rut, like, God, he would have been a huge fucking buck. I mean, he is a hammer, but like he was a monster to begin with. Like, his body is just huge. Yeah, and speaking of Kevin, like, we're trying. I know we're planning on getting them on this pod, but like, look, we're hunting. They're hunting. Like we're gonna have them on as soon as we can. It's just priority one's getting out in the woods. This is actually priority two. Like we love the pod, but they're trying to get in the woods. Brandy got a buck. Fucking like we'll get them. We'll get them on here.
Get all those stories. We got a lot.
We got a lot. Definitely.
So yeah, big boys in the freezer. I think we're gonna get them all cut up on Wednesday.
Is that the plan Wednesday?
Yeah,
that's perfect.
And ship them off to taxidermist.
Hell yeah. Now, where are you sending them for taxidermy?
Upper Bay Taxidermy.
Gotcha.
$700 bill.
Is that all? Is that it?
That's it.
You'll have them back in fucking 2 years.
No, probably not.
How long is it? Do you know?
It'll probably be less than a year since it's early season. Because during the rut they get bombarded with bucks.
Right.
So that's when it takes about 14 months.
Yeah.
So it'd probably be about 10, 11 months. Sucks, but
yeah. When I seen that you had shot him, I was like, man, I hope John finds this deer. Like, he's fucking, this will be the biggest deer he's ever shot in his life. Like, this is a once-in-a-lifetime kind of animal for around here. Like, I'm not to say you can't shoot another one like that, but he's a fucking beautiful deer. And he's just everything you wanted. You know, all your dreams came true.
I was sick, though. I thought it was a shoulder shot.
Yeah.
I was sick to my stomach. I came back here and I tried to occupy my time until I found a dog and could link up with the guy with the dog. But I was
pacing.
I was pacing back and forth.
Yeah.
My stomach was just in knots.
Imagine if you had to like sleep him like overnight.
Yeah.
That would have been brutal.
But we got him. He's still good. Meat's still good.
Oh yeah, so. Definitely. Yeah, it wasn't that hot, and it wasn't that long, honestly. What was it? What time did you shoot him?
8:10.
Yeah, and you had him a little afternoon, so he was good. He was fine. Yep. And what was the temperature that morning?
It was 57.
So it was a pretty cool morning.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen, but Friday it's gonna be 47.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Friday and Saturday.
I'm going out Friday morning.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You have off, right?
Yep.
Lucky bastard.
I'm going out Friday morning. There ain't no way I'm passing that up. Like I'm not a big fan of early season morning spots, but I'm gonna see what the wind does, and I'm going somewhere.
What do I do now? Just stack does?
Stack fucking does, man. Paint the woods red.
I haven't gotten a lot of does on camera over at the quarry.
Fucking come on over to port. There's a fucking shit ton of them. I got several pre-hung stands.
Probably do that. Yeah, because I had 7 deer come by me yesterday morning. All bucks.
Really?
Every single one of them was a buck.
Damn, 7?
Yeah.
You got a fucking buck farm over there.
Yeah, dog. It's a good thing to have.
Hell yeah. I'm interested to see what happens in the rut.
Yeah, I can't believe they're still bachelored up. Because they were.
Really?
Yeah.
See, they haven't been over where I'm at.
They were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and most of mine are out of velvet. I seen one in velvet though, actually, a velvet 6-pointer.
Yeah, he's out of velvet.
Yeah.
His antlers were actually like when I first laid eyes on him, his antlers were like a tinted red.
Really?
Because I guess he just lost it.
No
like
shit.
A day or two ago.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
That's fucking cool. There's really no tint now. Yeah.
No.
I was just thinking about it because when I was looking at him, I mean, and he was. I mean, a beautiful buck. We'll get pictures posted, and we'll post that to the Instagram and the Facebook so everybody can take a look at it. Just a hell of a shot, man. Like I couldn't be happier for you.
Yeah. Never take that 1/4-2 shot ever.
Yeah.
But AJ did say if you're going to take that shot, just put it behind the shoulder because a gut shot deer is a dead deer.
Yeah. But
I know that's not
ideal.
That's why I told him. I was like, in the heat of the moment, you just want those vitals. You just want that vitals. And he's like, yeah, I know, I get it. But next time, if it ever happens, just fucking gut shot him.
Yeah.
Which I don't like to do.
No.
I'd rather not.
Well, for him, he's like, just gut shot him, leave, and call me.
Yeah.
And they'll find him. He'll take a while to die. But it's like, that's just not what we want to do.
No.
I don't want him to suffer. I don't want him to go like that. You know what I mean?
Not.
But then again, you risk hitting shoulder, then they don't die, and you're just injuring them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they suffer either way.
Yeah. So it's just a shot you don't want to take.
Yeah.
But I feel you, like, in your situation, especially because you're full draw, you're sitting there for 2 minutes, you let down, you'll probably never see him again.
No.
And
because he would have looked right up at me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. and it paid off.
It did pay off. I got extremely lucky.
Yeah.
That brings us into the quote of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Sam, my wonderful better half, wrote it. The quote is, "I wish there was an on-off switch on these animals. You find them, shoot them, track them, admire them, get your picture, flip the switch back on, and send them on their way to live another day." And that is actually my quote. I said that last night all fucking drunked up, just reminiscing.
Mm-hmm. I've heard you say that before.
Yeah.
And to an extent, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I still want them. I want to bring them home with me, too.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But, like, imagine getting your picture, maybe getting, like, a replica or something, and then getting them next year.
And then being able to hunt them again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's all about the pursuit. You know what I mean? Like, the trophy is only a small factor. Like, yes, of course we want them on the wall, but the pursuit is everything.
It's everything.
You know, that cat and mouse game that we all seek and that you got to succeed in, and that came to fruition.
Yeah, the very first year I've ever targeted. Got on camera early season, targeted, hunted, got
him.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's what more can you ask for? Nothing. That's why you're like, now what the hell do I do? What do I do with my hands? You know?
Yeah, and my name will forever be in the Pope and Young record books.
So you're gonna enter him into Pope and Young?
Yeah.
How do you go about doing that?
AJ knows an official scorer. I'll get him officially scored after he dries, and just enter him into Pope and Young.
And and I think once he scores them, that you do it online and they send you like certificate. That'd be cool just to frame it with him.
Yeah.
You know.
Not that score matters, but it's just
cool.
Cool.
Yeah, and it's something that like your grandkids can go on Pope and Young's website and look at your buck and the information and all that stuff. That's cool.
Type my name up and just see.
Yep. What pup up Rambo shot? How many Pope and Youngs did you see? Hopefully you'll add many to the list.
Hopefully.
This is your first Pope and Young. Because you've shot a Pope and Young caliber deer before, but it was muzzleloader.
Rifle. Yeah.
That was rifle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah, that was your granddaddy's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, he might not be. I just quick scored him 135.
Right. Yeah, you didn't have him officially scored, but because he wouldn't.
No point.
Yeah, he wasn't. It has to be shot with a bow to be Pope and Young. Yeah. And to get Boone and Crockett is, what is this, 165, right?
Is it 165?
Yeah, which is absolutely fucking bananas. That's a huge animal.
If he was a little further out,
he might get up there. Yeah.
But he's real like tight. He wraps around real tight. Mm-hmm. We'll post pictures.
Yeah.
I'm still kind of in shock.
Yeah.
Like, I don't really believe it.
Was it different, like, getting down on him, like, when you found him on the ground, like, seeing how big he was?
There was zero ground shrinkage.
Yeah.
Because that's a thing you hear on TV, and it is a thing sometimes.
Sure.
Zero.
Yeah.
He was even bigger than I thought.
Wow.
Even looking at him at 15 yards, I was like, yeah, that's a fucking freak.
Yeah.
But when I got up on him, I was like, holy fucking shit.
Yeah.
That's a freak.
And that dude was pumped, AJ, the guy.
He was fucking pumped. He was great to work with.
Yeah.
So if you ever need a tracking dog,
now, do you have his personal number?
I do.
Okay. And where's he from?
Pasadena.
Okay, so not too far.
Yeah. I tried getting folks closer because
Yeah.
I don't want to make people drive, but he was okay with it.
Yeah.
And there is a fee. Mm-hmm. It's on case-by-case basis.
Gotcha. So he just charges you what he's like, well, with my drive and time, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much just gas and a tip.
Yeah.
So it's not that much.
Hell yeah. That's fucking. It couldn't have went better.
No. Well, I could have. I could have hit him perfectly broadside opening day.
Yeah, but I mean with the shot, you know what I mean? Like that's it. He died quickly. You got both lungs. Fucking. What about your arrow? Did you ever find it?
I got the bottom half that was in him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know where the top half went. And I had a Luminoc on it, or a Nocturnal. I don't know where
Never
it went.
found it. Mm-mm. So it broke off in him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you get that when you gutted him?
Yeah.
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 How far in did it go?
Over a foot.
Okay.
There's a foot left at least.
Gotcha.
Probably 15, 16 inches left.
Okay. Yeah, so it was way in.
It buried in him.
Yeah.
I mean, it hit him right above the shoulder. It went into his backstrap, so I'm going to miss about a quarter of a backstrap, and went all the way into his guts.
Yeah.
So just Fuck.
because he was quartered to pretty hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to chopping him up.
Me too. Kevin's not.
No.
Kevin
Kevin hates caping him out. Yeah, caping him out's a bitch.
For a shoulder mount, it is a bitch.
Yeah.
But
Sure you don't want to Euro him?
no, fuck you.
Imagine how big he would be as a Euro, though. I mean,
Yeah, but-
you trim the bush, man. Hey, looks a little, makes it look a little bigger.
I'm a shoulder mount guy.
Oh, I know.
I guess because I grew up with it.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I don't think it does make him look bigger because the antlers still like sit, like offside the head. It really doesn't. It just makes the head look smaller more than it makes the antlers look bigger. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting him back, seeing him on the wall, bringing him down here. That'll be next year, but
Yeah, probably this time next year.
yeah, but we'll definitely bring him on. We'll post pics. What do you think, Johnny? You got anything else?
No, I'm glad I'm glad he's done, but I'm also not glad he's done. But
Yeah,
that's hunting, son.
yeah.
That's all I got.
I'd like to just have this pod for him, like just dedicate. And we can do another one, but
I like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good story, and it's something, man. I fucking almost don't want to muddy it with anything else.
Yep. The beast is dead. Long live the beast.
Long live the beast. You are a big buck slaying bad motherfucker, JB. Couldn't be happier for you, dude. Like, fucking pumped.
Feels good.
Yeah. Well, we got a long season ahead of us. Now we've got to look forward. You gonna come down to Sickerville for a whole week now?
Might come a little longer now.
I mean, it's a thought.
It's a thought.
All right, stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back very shortly. Johnny, the man, the myth, the legend, got it done. He killed a fucking beautiful buck.
Yes, sir.
Pictures will be posted when this pod's posted. So if you see this pod, that means you can go on Instagram and Facebook, and the picture will be posted, and vice versa. If you see it online, the pod will be live. Check us out.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.